setting up some exciting workflows across all of my clients. This morning's session was for a mortgage broker in obviously the finance space. But the workflow now, when I spend time scheduling the exact blogs the website requires for SEO purposes, these are foundational blogs, top of funnel. I wouldn't even call it that. It's more just foundational blogs to gain trust with Google, to grow authority, for Google to crawl the site, see all of the services that we offer, obviously the various, in this case, mortgage broking services, home loans, personal loans, commercial loans. So we do initially 20 blogs per a category or per a service. So 20 blogs for home loans, 20 blogs for commercial loans and stuff like that. Now, those blogs are based on keyword volumes and what questions get asked into Google. So we look at search volumes, most popular questions, and we do these 20 foundational blogs that try to cover completely different aspects of that topic. So LSI keywords, LSI phrases and things like that, which is latent semantic indexing, which is essentially how Google identified certain words and in relation to other words on the topic. And so it helps Google understand. Now, while we're doing this absolutely for Google, we're actually doing this for people as well, because while there might be a million guides on the internet on a guide to first homeowners grant and first home buyers and stuff like that, there's still a whole bunch of topics that can be, and these are just the steps that the business owner has to go through. Now, in this case, the workflow over the years, it's gotten so complex and so much harder to produce quality content that's different to everything else that's being regurgitated out there. But essentially, we pick a topic, let's just hypothetically say it'll be complete guide to homeowners, what is the first home buyers. And we essentially go and deconstruct everything that everyone's written about it. We're talking the first 20 articles on Google. We look at Reddit, we look at Quora, we look at TikTok, we look at YouTube. And this is part of a content research phase where this is one team that does this in my agency. So a lot of time that goes into the research of the topic. So then we come up with the blog structure, the article structure. That's one thing. Then I personally use Surfer SEO for TF-IDF, which is essentially reverse engineering the top 10 to understand what terms need to be there, how many times, and what topics need to be covered. They're called entities, which is just another a complex way of saying just additional topics on the matter, or LSI type topics. But where the system evolved quite heavily, I mean, we've been doing that for a long time, for 10 years. Where the system has evolved recently is in the last few years, I've been a lot more aggressive with pushing my clients into becoming social media queens. And I don't do this because I want to offer a service. I do this because Google wants to see a diversification of traffic in order to earn Google's trust when it sees traffic coming from various sources, users coming from social media platforms, users coming from brand search queries, etc. LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, local. It trusts, and it's basically essentially one of the ranking factors. In this case, I've got a financial advisor and a mortgage broker who've put their hand up to do some videos for us. Now, obviously this is additional homework to them. They're busy, they've got lots of things going on. The last thing they want to be doing is being social media butterflies, but they all understand the benefit of it. Where in fact we're already late to the party, but they see the benefit of it now, whereas before we literally had to talk people into it. So this blog structure now goes into a very simple script. Look, in this case, I don't like to script the exact, we present the script, but I want the script to be more of a guide, because at the end of the day, the mortgage broker knows the answers themselves. The financial advisor has been in industry for 10 years. She knows the information herself. So what I've done is I've presented all of the research points that we've found on a silver platter. Here are the talking points. Tip 1, do some research on the loans or something like that, blah, blah, blah. actually delivering genuine value on the matter. But then we've also created 10 hooks that whoever's recording it will choose whichever hook they're comfortable with. Everyone has a different way of speaking to the camera, and there's introverts, extroverts, and in the finance space, most are introverts because they want to calculate numbers and things like that. We presented the outline of essentially what is in the blog anyway. We've presented the exact script, the words that you need to say, and you can completely deviate from it. We've presented the hook. So all they need to do is just press record and record the clips. We've created a workflow where they upload the footage to us. I personally use the workflow with CapCut, where they just literally, after they finish recording, just like this recording right now, I'll get home, I'll be making my eggs or breakfast, and I'll press a few buttons on CapCut. The content will sync into CapCut Cloud. And look, I've edited hundreds of these videos myself, but after you edit 100, you already know what buttons you can reliably press to make a SOP, standard operational procedure. It's where I sit down and actually, or stand up, doesn't matter, we're not biased, and I record a video of me doing the thing. Now, the technology's evolved so much. Loom has evolved. I used to just screen record and then, hey, watch my video, but now Loom will create an SOP from it. I wonder if it'll even do screenshots. I mean, it doesn't need to. How lazy are people these days? But it's stupid proof how easy it is to follow my tutorials for my internal teams. So a Loom video goes up where I'm editing the thing, and I train. Each client will have slightly different lighting, potentially different captions, different typography, different colors, of course, different branding. So each client we set up the base sort of template, the base training, and then off we go. So moral of the story, we plan the blog. A lot of time goes into planning on the blog. So we may as well, from the blog, make a script if the client's willing to get on camera. I'm avoiding, we use AI avatars as well when it's end of the road and the client doesn't want to do anything. But if the client's willing to get in front of the camera, we definitely double down on that. Then the footage is processed through CapCut in terms of aesthetics, colors, post-production, and then it goes into a tool that I love called Descript. Now, this is just a personal preference. You can do this whole thing in CapCut, but once again, the way I work personally is I buy the most expensive software, I buy the most expensive training, I buy the most expensive tools, and I empower my team to have the best. And so, for example, to create captions on Descript and remove filler words and remove ums and ahs is far quicker and less manual than to do it on CapCut. At the moment, every month we review it. This is why I love flying the drone, editing the footage, playing with all sorts of cameras. I smashed the 360 camera yesterday. The suction plate that was meant to suction didn't suction, and the camera smashed on concrete. But this is what I enjoy doing. So I enjoy building these workflows and systems. It's like when I build a system that is then used a million times, it's crazy. So yes, I'll outlay 2 days to build a custom GPT or whatnot, but what I'm trying to say is we can forever evolve. And so we're always jumping around, the systems are getting rewritten. And so we basically fire up a manufacturing plant to produce content at scale for the client. Something that they would have never ever done, something that a video production agency could charge 2 to 3 to 4K a month to do. Don't hold me to that. But at the end of the day, it's a crazy production. It is at the end of the day their phone. But in a lot of spaces, it really doesn't need to be production level. In fact, it's probably better that it's not production level. The fact that I'm on a bike, the fact that you look a lot more approachable when you're sitting in a car, but as long as you're delivering value, as long as the words are bringing value to the user. Blog gets planned, blog outline, blogs gets created, script gets planned, client delivers the script, records the script. I've made a Notion dashboard where client communicates with me and my team. We pick up the jobs, and then the beautiful thing is obviously these social clips go into social media, which then can be boosted, or they will be loaded onto YouTube, and then the YouTube video sits at the top of the blog, right? So you've now got this like blog 2.0 where If you're lazy, you watch the video. It's like every blog has a video of the person doing the thing. It's like just taking things to the next level. Big problems right now with Google and indexation rates. There's probably 1,000 guides on how to get a home loan, right? Every bank has created such a guide. So literally everyone's regurgitating the same stuff over and over again. Every bank probably has an actor that they can pay. So cost of entry in that space is quite high. But if we concentrate on the suburb, and if we be the best mortgage broker in the suburb, and if you're the only mortgage broker that's doing these videos, you've got this micro win up, and then the radius of the SEO expands further. I hope that's helpful.